Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Gen Politics. So, Alligator Alcatraz opens today. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's going to be a giant migrant detention and processing center in the Florida Everglades. It's supposed to house up to 5,000 people, and this is where illegal migrants are going to be shipped. They're going to be processed and then sent back to their home countries. It's a temporary shelter. Basically, it's just a tent structure, tent, aluminum. It doesn't look very cozy inside, but this is a necessity. This has to happen. However, I don't want to see it happen. I'm not somebody who is really looking forward to this as a necessity. It's sad. It's going to be uncomfortable, I'm sure. It's going to be hot. There's been false reports that there's no AC. There is going to be AC, but it's going to suck. You're out in Florida. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. There's going to be mosquitoes. There's going to be rain. Apparently, the tents are qualified for up to Category 2 hurricanes. So that's good at least, but it's going to be miserable. However, this is totally necessary because the illegal immigrants have to go home. They have to go home, but they absolutely refuse to self-deport. And that's what I want to see. I don't want to see them have to get sent to Florida and go through this and be in this detention center. It's going to suck. It's going to be miserable. It's not something I desire to see happen. But if they are making the choice to illegally stay in the country, this is what's going to happen. What I would rather see happen is I would rather see them on their own time, in their own way, figure out how to self-deport, get back to their home country, take their assets with them. I've mentioned before, that's not a big deal for me. If you made money here, just take it with you. We just want you to go back home. I would rather see them do that, be able to leave, get on a plane, go home. But the reality is you have to leave. And since they refuse to leave the way that they're supposed to, which is self-deporting, this is what's going to happen, this giant migrant center. And conservatives are talking it up like it's so great and it's awesome. And it's good that we're deporting people, but I think it's gone a little far. Like they're selling merchandise, which I think is in poor taste, to be honest. I think that's in pretty poor taste. Like this is going to suck for these people. It's not going to be a pleasant experience. I think profiting off of the suffering or inconvenience of other people, no matter how deserved it may be, I think that's in poor taste. So I don't really like that. I think people are kind of turning this into too much of a show. But I guess on one hand, you want the migrants to be afraid that ICE is going to come and get them. Like your number will be drawn at some point. You will have to go home. As horrible as that is, you have to get sent back to your home country. That's going to happen. So you do want the migrants to have some pressure on them that they say, okay, I am going to sell off everything I have, going to take the money, going to take my family, and I'm going to go home. That's what I want to see. And if the pressure comes from ICE, if the pressure comes from this campaign, kind of the propaganda of we're going to come and find you, we're going to get you, that will be effective in getting these people to go home. Frankly, that is really the best way to do it is also passing legislation to basically lock them out of the financial system. There was something in the big, beautiful bill about taxing remittances back to Mexico. Unfortunately, that continues to shrink down and down to a lower percentage. It really should be quite high because we should want people to not be sending money in mass quantities to foreign countries. The purpose of being in America is to be an American. You make money here because of the American dream. You spend money here. That helps our economy. You're not here to use us as your economic zone. That's not the intended purpose of America because we're a country. So you should not get to come here, leech money, and then send it back home. That's pretty ridiculous, especially in mass quantities. So especially because like Mexico depends on those remittances. It's like a big part of their GDP comes from money just sent from America back to Mexico. So get rid of that. That will incentivize people who are here to work for money, use America as their economic zone. No, you're going to have to go home because you're actually going to be losing money because of how much we should tax it. Theoretically, we're not going to do that, but we should. But that's the kind of thing you want to make sure anybody who is renting an apartment, anybody who is buying a car, anybody who is buying a house, if they're illegal, if they're working a job, anybody who facilitates that, it's like you're going to get hit with a massive fine or jail time. That's what we need to do. Lock them out of the economic system Tell them that we are going to track down every illegal and send them home. Just make life uncomfortable enough, put enough pressure on them where they choose to leave. And I want them to leave of their own volition. That is the best case scenario. Then you don't have to interact with ICE. You don't have to get sent to some detention center. You just go home on your own terms. And even the most far right Republicans are not advocating for taking away the money of the people who voluntarily self-deport. I mean, like, that's just a condition we're going to have to agree on, is that's an incentive, right? That's a positive incentive, the carrot and stick. You know, the stick is the walls are closing in. The carrot is anything you've made here, just take it back home with you. You get to keep it if you follow the process that we want. If you make it as painless for yourself and us as possible, you can get sent home. But overall, I think this will put more pressure on them. That's why I don't dislike the fact that they're making this giant migrant center. It's a good sign that Trump is being more serious about deporting the illegals, which needs to happen. Obviously, it's from like the state of Florida, and there's some government involvement, so it's not entirely Trump's design. Trump has been very wishy-washy on even committing to the things he said he was going to do on the campaign trail, like kicking out the illegals. He did that whole walking back of letting ones in hospitality or farming stay, which just means anybody who is here illegally just get a job in hospitality or farming and you get to stay. Like, that's just dumb. It's a dumb incentive. We should go after them. Obviously, criminals first, then everybody else. But by that point, everybody should have self-deported, because I think they realize that the country is more serious about this than they thought. In any of these gimmicks and schemes, like there's this ICE, I think it's ICE Block is the name of the app to report where ICE activity is, and they're trying to hide and run, and eventually it's just not going to work out. Like, no matter the schemes you're trying to go through, the country is finally putting its foot down and saying, we would like you to go home. Just go home. You don't belong here. We're not your economic zone. We don't exist for your benefit. The American people have a country. We have a culture. We want our country to work for ourselves, not everybody else. It's crazy how that's controversial. America's the only country that can't say that we want our government and our country to work for our own people. Apparently that's taboo, but overall, this will have an effect. And hopefully the conditions there are as good as they can be. I think there's going to be a lot of people monitoring it, which is good. I think that's fine to make sure nothing bad is going on there. I think that's totally great to have transparency. But fundamentally, they got to go home. If they won't do it themselves, then they're going to get sent home, and they can complain about it. And I've seen people online complain about it, and the response is always, you can self-deport. That's just the only sentence that matters. On every post complaining about this Alligator Alcatraz or anything else or ICE, it's like, just self-deport. Just take the easy way out, please. So that's my thoughts on this. If you made it all the way through the video, I appreciate it. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And thank you for watching.